Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind. Last time when we left off, I had just finished finally turning in the writ for Odaisha Yasalmibal at the Morag Tong headquarters here in Vivec. My new writ, well, and actually there are two of them. One of them is also here in Vivec, so we'll be doing it first. We've met these people before. They're in the temporary Telvanni housing right over here in the Telvanni Plaza. So we can deal with this writ very quickly. Oh, not the wasteworks, need the plaza. That would be Ithal Saloth and Idroso Vendu. So it's her and her are the two targets. Whatever it is, it can wait for another day. Goodbye. I'm sorry, I'm busy right now. Goodbye. Okay. I wonder if we can do this. Did we do it without a bounty? Oh, we sure did. Ethal's not carrying anything. Idroso's not carrying anything. Ithal Saloth has been slain according to the traditional and honorable doctrine of the Morag Tong. None dared to report my actions. Idroso Vendu has been slain according to the traditional and honorable doctrine of the Morag Tong. None dared to report my actions. Good. And as has become my favored signature, we'll leave the writ on the ground next to them. We'll keep our writ for Serene Sadis, or Serene Sadis, however it's pronounced, because we obviously haven't found him yet. So we can go turn that one into Eno Hlalu straight away, which I think I'll go ahead and do. Ithal Saloth. I heard how you brought justice to Ithal Saloth and Idroso Vendu. You deserve the payment and honor of this writ. Your journal has been updated. 1,000 gold has been added to your inventory. Okay. So, no more progress on the Morag Tong until we head to Zaintirari and take care of Serene Sadis, which is fine. I reported the honorable execution of Ithal Saloth and Idroso Vendu. So it's time now to get back to exploring. So I'll recall back to Balmora. Not that there's a hefty amount of offloading to do, although it looks like I actually forgot to drop off the Staff of Hasadoki last time I was here. So we'll do that. And now, in order to get back to exploring, we'll make our way back to Tel Arun. now from here, I kind of want to crow's flight it back to the Gimothran ancestral tomb, where we can take a different fork in the road, so to speak. And of course, we'll have racers to deal with along the way, goes with the territory. I'm loving the boots of the Apostle, I gotta tell you. Daedric level armor rating with a useful enchantment. It's tough to beat. So here's Odisha Yasalmibal's yurt. Right where we left off. Now there are a lot of paths that loop back on themselves in this area, so it might seem a little weird what I'm doing, but I am actually going to backtrack a bit. So here's Marsus Tullius. Gonna head to this sign, and then backtrack north to the next one. And backtrack further west until I get to this fork. Northeast or northwest of us is the Gimothran ancestral tomb. I'm going to take the southwest fork here now. If we head this way, it's not long at all before we hit another fork. I think we're going to want to turn right at that fork. Hello? Oh. There's a nice big Dwemer ruin we'll get to shortly. But first, I want to get to the next fork and I want to turn right. And if I'm where I think I am, this should be the Zalkin Sul egg mine. It is. Good. Alrighty. Another cliff racer, no real surprise. This is a very small, very lootless, blighted egg mine. So we'll just explore it for the thoroughness aspect. Oh, I think I just killed the queen. I didn't really mean to do that, but I'm not going to reload to stop it. And that is it for the Zalkin Soul Egg Mine. Pretty straightforward. There we go. Now, where to next? All right. Who's after me now? Oh, I just didn't give that cliff racer time to die. So if we hop down this path, pretty soon you'll spot another left available to you, which leads... Oh, I needed to search that corpse. Void salts are useful. This leads right up to a bridge into a dwarven ruin. This is Mzanchend, which we won't be exploring yet. It's part of a later House Telvanni quest. So for now, we'll just note the location and continue. Back to the main road. So the next intersection, we've got signage again. If we turn right, we will find the Serrano Ancestral Tomb, which is a Quara vampire lair. Alright, so let's check this one out. One thing I'm going to tell you to do while you're here is to grab 3 portions of vampire dust, because we'll need those eventually. Alright, let's hop back now. I say go downstairs first. Quara are the warrior bloodline of vampires with their specialties and skill boosts. I won't be joining them, of course. I'm eventually going to join Onday. I'm just not ready yet. Alright, we've got our 3 vampire dusts. So now let's just explore the rest of this fairly nondescript tomb. Got my 3 dusts, I don't need any more. And that's it. Let's head back to the last intersection. You'll note a path south to a Dwemer ruin here. Alright. Alright, I'm almost ready. Okay. Sorry about those delays. Let's go over here, kill these racers. So I think this one gets a map marker. I might be wrong. Anyway, big Dwemer ruin right here. But this is Galom Deus. This is the headquarters of Vampire Clan Burn, and is also the site of multiple later quests. One for the temple, one for House Telvanni, and one for Clan Aunde. So we'll be skipping it for now, and instead we will follow the road to the east. Deal with these allets. I should probably repair my gear. I've cleared a couple of dungeons now since the last time I did. We can continue along this road. Okay, let me use that as a landmark. I am really not sure where I am right now. Let me see whose yurt this is. Zaintirari Camp. Okay, hold up. I gotta backtrack. I'm just a little bit lost. I'm too far south. I'm farther south than I thought I was. Part of that is that I've continued heading east. Instead, I need to backtrack to the west. I just let myself get turned around. That's my mistake. Where's that bridge? There it is. I think around here is where I got off track, so bear with me while I try to regain my bearings. Okay, there's Galamdeus. I think I need to not cross the bridge. Instead, just brake hard to the left, and we find the cave I was looking for, Shushan. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, in we go. Nick sound right off the bat. Through the first door. Penglythil. We got Bidsy Gilvane. And Dunius Velodius. And if we continue, we can go either down or up. There's 80 security. So here are the slaves, but we don't have the slave key yet. So let's hit the stairs first. Here's Evilu Indrano. What does she have? She's got a copy of Ice and Chitin, which we've read before. It's a light armor skill book. Now, I'll take her gold, her thief tools, her slave key, and Master Zoraim's Tale is actually a new book. It's a hand-to-hand skill book. So we'll read it and take it off the book list. Master Zoraim's Tale by Ginanth. The Temple of Two Moons Dance in Torval has for many hundreds of years been the finest training ground in all Tamriel for warriors of foot and fist. The masters teach students of all ages from all parts of the Empire the most ancient techniques and the most modern variations, and many a former pupil has graduated to great fame. I myself trained there, and as a young child I remember asking my first master, Zoraim, which former student he felt had best learned the lessons of the temple. I was not a teacher when I met this man, but a student myself, he said, smiling in reminiscence, his great wrinkled face becoming even more like the withered fruit of the bathroom tree. This was long ago, before your parents were born. For many years I had trained at the temple, rising to study in more difficult and demanding classes taught by the wisest and most learned masters of the Two Moons Dance. Ginanth, you will come to understand that the tempering of your body must attend to the tempering of your mind, and there is a prescribed order of training we at the temple have designed over the years in accordance with the way of Riddle Far. I had reached the highest level where my power and skill were such that even by supernatural magical means, few could ever best me in weaponless combat. There was a servant at the temple at the time, a Dunmer a few years older than myself and those in my class. We had never noticed him but in passing over the years, for he would enter the training chambers quietly, clean for a few minutes' time, and leave without saying a word. Not that we would have listened if he spoke, so enraptured were we in our exercises and lessons. When our last master told some of us, myself included, that the time had come for us to leave the temple or become teachers, there was a great festival of celebration. The Main itself deigned to visit and observe our ceremony. As we were and are a temple of philosophy and combat, there were contests of debate and competitions in the temple's war arena, not only among the elite few, but open to all students. On the first day of the festival, I was examining the gladiatorial roster to see who I would fight with first, when I heard a conversation behind me, the servant speaking to the archpriest of the temple. It was the first time I heard the Dunmer's voice, and the first time I heard his name. I understand you wish to rejoin your people's struggle in Morrowind, Terran, the Archpriest was saying. I am sorry to hear it. You have been an institution here for many, many years, and you will be missed. If there's anything I can do for you, please name it. Thank you for your kindness, the Dunmer replied. I do have a request, but I fear you would be loath to grant it. Ever since I first came to the temple, I have been watching the students learn, and practiced myself when my duties allowed for it. I know I am but a servant here, but I would be honored if you would allow me to compete in the war arena. I stifled back my gasp at the Mer's impertinence, to even suggest that he would be worthy to fight with those of us who had trained so hard. To my surprise, the Archpriest agreed, adding the name Terran Omathan to the roster at the beginner's level. I was eager to whisper the name news to my fellow elite students, but my first bout was scheduled to begin in a few minutes' time. I fought 18 competitions in a row, besting all. The crowd gathered in the arena knew of my prowess and gave polite, unsurprised applause at the end of each fight. As much as I focused on my own battles, I could not help noticing that other competitions were receiving more and more attention in the arena. The spectators whispered among themselves, and more began drifting away to see something that was evidently more spectacular and unusual than my unbroken string of victories. One of the most important lessons we teach from the Two Moons dance is the lesson of rejecting one's vanity. I understood then the importance of achieving a personal synchronicity with one's body and mind, of rebuffing outside influences of no importance, but I admit I had not accepted the lesson in my heart. I knew I was good, but my pride was hurt. It came down to a contest of champions, and I was one of the two. When I saw who the other fighter would be, my mood turned from one of wounded dignity to complete disbelief. My adversary was the servant, Terran. It must be a joke or some final philosophical test, I reasoned. Then I looked into the crowd and saw anticipation of a great battle to come in every eye. We gave one another the sign of respect, I stiffly and he with great elegance and modesty. The fight began. Initially, I sought to end it quickly, still thinking that he was unworthy to be cleaning the arena, let alone fighting in it. In retrospect, I was being illogical, as I must have known he had bested as many students as I to had reached that final level. He offered simple counterblows to my attacks and responded in kind. His style was expansive, encompassing sophisticated arcane footplay one moment and simple jabs and kicks the next. I tried assailments intended to dazzle, but his face never showed either fear or contempt of my abilities. The fight lasted for a long time. I don't recall when I realized I was destined to lose, but when it ended I was not surprised with the outcome. With a sense of unusual and true modesty I bowed to him, but I could not resist asking him as we left the arena to the sound of thunderous applause how he had so secretly grown to become a master. I never had a choice to rise in the temple, Terran replied. Every day I cleaned the training chambers of the elite classes and then the beginners. So you see, I never had the misfortune to forget those early mistakes, lessons, and techniques while observing and learning the ways of the masters. He left Torval early the next morning to return to his homeland, and I never saw him again, though I've heard people say that he's become a priest and a teacher. I became his teacher as well, for children just beginning their training in the Two Moons as well as the elite, and I make certain to bring my best pupils to see how the unlearned fight, so that they might never forget. Alright, cool. So, let's check other loot up here. Not a bad stash here at the very end. Now let's go down here and free the slaves. We've got Bunish. Do you have the key to these bracers? Will you let me go free? Of course. Ashidasha. Busari. and Olink Nur. Alright, that's everybody, and now we're done with Shushan. So we can go ahead and leave. From here, I want to head northeast. Just over here to where you can see these mushrooms, where the terrain gets a little less shitty. We should get a map marker any second now. Uvirith's Grave. This is meaningless now, but it's actually eventually the site of our stronghold if we join House Telvanni. So obviously it's going to become quite important a bit later on. Alright. So from here, step one is to head due east until we hit another path, which shouldn't take long. And we will be very close to the cave of Zaintirari. Now before I go in, just to show you where we are and let you get your bearings back, if we head out here just a little ways, the path will actually link up with familiar territory, because over there is Marsus Tullius. And now we can take this path, and we can enter the cave of Zaintirari. Let's head inside. First batter is Bravora Relavel. Or Bralora Relavel. Further in we get Dravinia Fatherin. Alright. Let's check the water. I always like to do that, but I don't see anything this time. I'd also like it if I could get out. Well, there's an easy way to get out. Let's try over here to the left, where these mud crabs are. That's interesting. Other than the crabs, I don't see anything in here. Ah! There's a hidden path up here. Some raw ebony, a silver flame axe. This guy was stealing ebony and died. Alright, so there are then two ways to go. East through a door, or west. We'll try west first and deal with Aris Girendis. Don't need the slave key anymore. And let's go check out this other door. We get to fight Alms Helathrin. Alright, we'll loot his room and then we'll be done with this cave. Alright, that's it for Zenarbale. Let's make our way out. I've got about 15 minutes left. Alright, from here, if we head south, it has to be a racer, doesn't it? Before too long, Let me kill bad guys first and then kind of get my bearings. What you'll start seeing is a nice long east-west trail of pages. Ignore that Argonian for now. We'll get to him later. An unreadable page from a brief history of the Empire. The volume is unknown. So, this note repeats several times, and I'll take it off the list. Page from History of the Empire. That factors into a quest we'll be doing soon enough. For now, just note the locations of these and proceed east. And here's a big cluster. How interesting. Anyway. What I really want to do is head north from there to the cave of Zaintirari, the spot where our current Morag Tong raid is. Excellent. Let's head inside. Let's flip to our local map. First batter is Dils Heladrin. Mals Ferelin. And here's actually a little bit of loot. Nothing of consequence, though. Next batter is Nelvon Radis. Dyrer Velendus. Alright. Let's loot this room now. And now we can head through this trapped door to fight Serene Sadis. Your journal has been updated. Let's leave our writ on the ground, like we do. Serene Sadis has been slain according to the traditional and honorable doctrine of the Morag Tong. None dared to report my actions. Excellent. How is it still battle? All the bad guys are dead. Whatever. We'll finish looting out this cave. And now, we'll make our way back to Vivek. I only need to keep 80 of these, which means I can leave 59 here with our dear pal Raylan. I'll keep the vampire dust. I'm just going to need it later anyway. Okay, cool. I have 10 minutes left now. That should at least be enough time to report back to Eno. And actually, let me report into Ifasi Rilvain. Yeah, this is a better idea. Serene Sadis. You have honorably executed the writ on Serene Sadis. The payment and honor for this writ is yours. Your journal has been updated. 500 gold added to your inventory. Oh, she can't advance me. So I need to go to Vivek anyway. Darn. Alright. First, off to Vivek. What the hell? Something weird just happened. My dude won't stop falling. It's weird. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to go all the way back to Zaintirari because of whatever fucking bug that was. No matter. This remains pretty straightforward, I think. Just a very slight hiccup. Excellent. Alright, let's quick save again. And now let's head to Vivek. After wasting 5 minutes on weirdness. That's okay, we weren't going to do much else in this video anyway. Not have that happen again. If we could. Alright. Now we can visit Eno Hlalu. Serene Sadis. There we go. Advancement. Excellent, Travis. You are now Travis the Thrall. Perfect. Alright, let's do writs. There are 2 outstanding writs, one on Guril Retheren and one on Galassa Uvain. Guril Retheren may be found in the Flowers of Gold Corner Club in the Retheren Canton Wasteworks. His family is influential in House Retheren, and this may have consequences, but the writ is genuine and honorable and must be executed. Your journal has been updated. Honorable writ of execution added to your inventory. And the other is Galassa Uvain. This writ is for Galassa Uvain, who offended a Retheren lord. She may be found at the Hlalu treasury in the wasteworks of the Hlalu Canton. Go. Your journal has been updated. Honorable writ of execution added. Now, one other thing to note is that he will now give us our first special duty. Special duties. The Dark Brotherhood is operating here in Morrowind. I want you to contact the Dark Brotherhood. Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood rebelled against the Morag Tong many years ago. Since then, they have been our enemy. I want you to speak with Mune Gay, a Mehrunes Dagon cultist who has an enchantment shop in the lower wasteworks of the Foreign Quarter. I believe he knows of a contact in the Dark Brotherhood. When you have taken a name from him, bring that name to me. Your journal has been updated. Cool. I wonder if he'll do another one, too. Let me see. Sanguine Enterprise. Okay, no. He won't give us Threads of the Web Spinner yet, which is fine. So we've got 3 new quests now. They are the writ for Galassa Uvain, the writ for Guril Retheren, and... why isn't this one showing up? Mage's Guild, a contact in the Dark Brotherhood. Okay, so let's read the journal entries now. I reported the honorable execution of Serain Sadis. I have been given a writ for the honorable execution of Guril Retherin. He may be found at the Flowers of Gold Corner Club in the Redoran Wasteworks. I have been given a writ for the honorable execution of Galassa Uvain. She may be found at the Hlalu Treasury in the Wasteworks of the Hlalu Compound in Vivek. Grandmaster Eno Hlalu believes that Mune Gay might know how to contact the Dark Brotherhood. He is an enchanter in the lower wasteworks of the Foreign Quarter. When I get a name from Mune Gay, I should report back to the Grand Master. So, we've got 3 new quests, all of which we can do right here in Vivek. First, I want to see if that promotion means Minibi, Selk, and Ada will sell us spells. He will. He's got Tevral's Hawkshaw, Charm Mortal, and Frenzy Creature. Let's buy all of those. And I also want to see if Ifasi Rilvain will sell us spells after our promotion. If not, it's no big deal, but... No, she still won't. That's fine. Alright, so I'll load up that quick save. And I'm going to save and end this installment right here. This has been Let's Play Morrowind. We explored a good chunk of Molag Amur, and we have progressed the Morag Tong quest line. Now we can start the actual quest line as opposed to generic writs. Next time, we'll tackle those 3 quests we just received that all take place right here in Vivek, and then, well, we'll see what else we can do. Eventually, we'll get back to exploring Molag Amur, where we've got I think 3 locations left between where we left off and our arrival at the small settlement of Tel Fir. So that's what's in the future. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, or subscribing, any or all of which will really help me out. Regardless, please know that I really do appreciate the time you spend watching, and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.